am on my way to the farm. There is a training weekend that I am taking part in. Basic off-road stuff. So looking forward to that. And I am somewhere, I think, behind Denver Airport, or at least east of Denver Airport. I can see planes taking off, so I know I'm near the airport. Why am I doing this off-road course? I think I mentioned in other videos that I'm not very good off-road. Really, I'm not very good. So I'm interested in learning how to ride off-road and how to gain confidence, how to avoid crashing. That's always good. And of course, you know, it's time to take the XT ADV for a run. I've done a couple of courses at a local place. They were like half-day courses, 4 hours. I've done 2 of those. And that's given me a bit of confidence. I can at least, you know, go round corners, stop. Hell, I can even lock up the rear wheel, which may not sound like a big deal to you guys, but it's a big deal to me. I can lock the rear wheel up and not fall over. Awesome. I can go round corners and not fall over, not have the front wash out, which is absolutely awesome. It's going to be an interesting weekend. I've got a Airbnb not far from the place, about 20 minutes away. So that's where I'm heading now. I'm going to get myself settled into my Airbnb, probably throw some gas in the bike, fill up my little extra fuel tank, get most of my gear unpacked. Anyway, how are you guys doing? I think about my subscribers, because, you know, I know about half of you personally. So I think about you guys all the time. And wonder how you're doing and how you're getting on. Hopefully you're doing alright. Oh, hello. You're a big fella. That didn't sound gay at all. It's fucking hot. But it's a dry heat. There's not much humidity out here, so there's that. Got that going for me. And a bit of a breeze. Oh, hell, this is a rough old piece of road. That's rougher than a badger's arsehole. I think I've had my indicator on for the past 10 miles. That's kind of stupid of me. So it's the end of day 1 of the ADV course at the farm down here in I think we're in Parker. I was under the impression it was Castle Rock, but it's all the same to me. Anyway, yes, we're in Parker. At least the Airbnb is anyway. I'm back at the Airbnb, as you can see. It's quite comfortable. It's really nice actually. And of course I made a mess, all my shit's exploded all over it. So there's that. But let me tell you about day 1. Now, I didn't video any of the training because 2 reasons really. One, the training course is something you pay for, and I'm not going to video that and throw it onto the internet. That seems a little unfair. The second thing is obviously the people that I'm on the training course with didn't agree to star in my feature-length movie. So I've got a few snaps of the bikes all together and the people all together. We can't really tell who they are, so I'm trying to maintain some anonymity for them. I don't want to post a bunch of pictures and video up onto the internet
and then have people complain and be unhappy that their visage is on the internet, as it were. So I'm not going to video anything up on the course. Leastways, if I can get somebody to video me, then that's fine, but outside of that, no, I'm not going to do it. But I will tell you about the course. It is a basic ADV course. This is the introduction level, the basic level. Because I am not particularly sophisticated when it comes to riding off-road. And what they have us doing are a series of exercises to enhance our control of the motorcycle on surfaces that are less than optimal. So the surface that we're working with is a combination of grass and sand and dirt. So the dirt is a little sandy and there's bits of grass in there somewhere. It's okay. They were teaching us braking, turning, cornering, all slow speed maneuvers, all dependent on control of clutch and throttle. And of course, body position. Body position is very important. So we've been, what they call it, counter leaning. So leaning the bike one way, and so the bike goes one way and I go upright so that I'm in line with the contact patch and all of that. It's very good. I am knackered. Absolutely knackered. My legs are turning to jelly and I've sunburnt my face. I'm very red. No, it's not the video. I am this red. So that was a skill issue on my part. A complete failure there to apply sunscreen before I got into this. I will not be making that mistake tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be going out slathered in sunscreen like olive oil on a Chippendale. Maybe I should rethink that metaphor, but you know what I mean. I think my nose is burnt. Anyway, that's it for day one. Day two is tomorrow. We do more of the same, but harder. So what's next? Well, it's about 5:30, and I think the next thing is going to be dinner, and then I brought my Kindle with me, so dinner and a rest. And that's about it for today. So I will brief you again on how the training went tomorrow, and then after tomorrow, which is Sunday, I have all of Monday to make my weary way back to Longmont again. I did drop the bike today, but I didn't break anything because it's a very simple bike and there's not much on it to break other than maybe some mirrors, and I managed to avoid that. But also, if I scratch it and get it dirty and what have you, I'm not going to cry about it. Now, if I was doing this on the Triumph, that would be a whole other issue. I would cry if I dropped the Triumph. But this one, it's fine. It's meant to be dropped. It's meant to be crashed through undergrowth and what have you, and I am perfectly okay with it if it gets scratched and dropped again. It's not going to bother me. So, how did I drop it? I'm sure you're all asking. What the fuck did you do? Well, there was this log. Imagine a log, half buried in the ground, so there's about this much of it sticking up. I was rolling over the log. It's on an uphill, so I was rolling over the log and just didn't have enough momentum, stalled the bike, fell sideways. That's all there is to it. The worst part about it was I couldn't get up. I was lying on the floor, giggling to myself because I'd fallen over. But I couldn't get up because I'd got my boot trapped between the ground and one of the pegs, the foot peg. And so somebody actually had to lift the bike a little so I could get my leg out. The bike wasn't on my leg, it's just the foot peg was on the sole of my boot and I couldn't move my boot and I couldn't lift the bike from where I was to get my boot out. So yeah, it was embarrassing. But in my defense, I will say at least half the group dropped a bike at some point. So dropping the bike seems to be a thing that people do, and a lot of those bikes were much more expensive than my little XT. So, you know, people had skin in the game, and they scraped it. They dropped their bikes. It wasn't just me. So for that, I'm grateful. I don't feel singled out or special, as it were. So do it all again tomorrow. Hopefully without the sunburn. We'll see. Anyway, until then, my good friends, I'll talk to you later. Alright, here we are, day 2. This is the farm. This is the training area we're in. And all of the bikes. We're about to get started. So let the fun begin. And yep, I am definitely on the smallest bike here. And I gotta say, this morning I fucking ache. Especially the tops of my legs. It's all the standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down, standing up, sitting down. And also my nose is sunburnt. And it's cold now. I mean, we had some really sunny weather yesterday. The sun was burning down on us yesterday. Now it's cold, grey, suspect it might rain. And of course I came dressed for summer, so I'm pretty chilly at the moment. So once we get going should be good, but yeah, here we are, day 2. Let's see what the day brings. Welcome back everyone, and I am back in the garage after my weekend in Parker doing the ADV training, and it's about a week later at this point. I've been a little remiss in getting some of this done. I've been busy since I got back, but here I am. So I wanted to wrap up the training and give you a quick rundown on what we did and what I think I achieved. So my intent on doing the training, my desired outcome, was to have more confidence off-road. I'm not very good off-road, and honestly off-road gives me anxiety just because of some of the accidents I've had in the past being off-road on a sport bike. I didn't video any of the training and I outlined my reasons for that, but I want to wrap up here and say that the training was outstanding. The trainers are extremely knowledgeable, they are extremely patient, especially with people like me, and they communicate very well. They get the message across, and I like the way they did the training. The first day was a lot of basic body positioning and throttle, clutch and brake control. So we did a lot of that on day 1, and day 2 we did some emergency stops on loose surfaces. We did more slow speed maneuvering around cones, and then we did some hill work. So downhill in a controlled manner, not the crash and tumble downhill, but the actual ride the bike downhill while standing on the pegs and controlling the descent speed using things like engine braking and front brake and rear brake, all of that. I don't like sand. I actively detest sand, and so riding on sand, I did the basic ride in a straight line without falling over, which I did, but the maneuvering through sand, I stepped out for that one. I did not feel confident enough to do that. So I know what I have to practice next, and it's going to be sand, and I don't want to do that, but I'm going to have to, I think, because you never know when you're going to come across sand. So that was pretty interesting. And then the ride home from Parker back up to Longmont, again, it's about an 80-mile journey, which on the XT is interesting. And those roads, they are straight. I didn't bother to add the ride back because honestly, it's more of the same. It's flat, it's straight, it's hot. That's it. So that's the training over with. Now, what I am going to do is this. We have a local training facility, and for $30, I can have all the dirt I desire for an entire day. So that's what I'm going to do. No trainers, just me. I've got some cones. I'm going to lay out some of the courses that we practiced with on the various courses that I've done. And I will video that. And maybe you'll get to see me fall off the XT a few times. That'll be fun. The bike is absolutely filthy and needs a wash. I'll be doing another video on how the luggage held up. The luggage unfortunately became damaged after one of the spills that I took. I managed to touch one of the straps to the exhaust pipe, and of course it melted through it. So I'll be going into more detail on that and how I'm going to fix it. So that's something to look forward to in the future. But other than that, I'm going to wrap it up here and say it was a great weekend. If you ever get the chance to do one of these courses, no matter where you are, whether you're here in the States, here in Colorado, or anywhere else in the world, if you can find a good ADV course, take it. Just take it. It was a lot of fun. It was a challenge, and I learned a tremendous amount. I suspect you will too. So have fun, be safe, don't die. I'll see you soon.